Take a deep breath and just center yourself. Feel your feet firmly planted in the ground. You're okay in this moment. You're safe. You're alive. You've been gifted another day of life. Too often we rush. We rush into the day, the week, the month, the goals and the thoughts and the daily chores and everything in between. Just take a second to tune into your body. And center yourself, ground yourself. Come back to the present moment. Because in the present moment, everything's okay. You don't have to do anything except just be here now. I want to talk about something I found is missing for females specifically. This is for females specifically. It's missing for men too, for sure. But the vast amount of females I've spoken to and that I've seen in relationships with others, and even in my own close personal relationships with my family, I've seen it missing. Is for the guy, for the man, for the masculine energy in the relationship to be still enough to allow the female to express. The masculine requires, and when I say masculine, I mean the guy. Masculine energy exists, yes, in both men and women. I'm talking about predominantly in a guy. It requires a level of stillness. And I believe that comes from a place of finding balance between the masculine and feminine energy within the man, because we both have male and female energy within us. The masculine is more driven, ambitious, purposeful, led by their mission, action oriented, and the female energy is soft, open to surrender, loving, caring, still, full of passion and play and pleasure. But see, when those two energies come together within the guy in the relationship, within the man in the relationship, there is a stillness that's possible for her to feel safe. And that comes from doing our own work. We should all be doing our own work individually and collectively. But first individually before we enter a partnership, and when we do, then collectively doing the work, inner work, continuing to grow and evolve and expand and reflect and take responsibility for our emotions. Otherwise, we will constantly project our past onto the present and ruin our future. We will constantly project our past onto the present and ruin our future, distort our future, dilute our future from the potency it could have. Now, when the man is secure in himself, when the guy is secure in himself, and the woman needs to emotionally express, her natural gauge for how much she can express is how safe she feels. Her natural radar to see how far she can take her expression and her openness and her softness and her vulnerability is in direct correlation with how safe she feels, and how safe she feels is by the stillness of the man. When she's going through a terrible time, or has anything on her heart to share, doesn't even have to be a terrible time, but anything, from the smallest day-to-day things to a big breakdown, she wants to know that he can just hold her. There is nothing to say, there is nothing to do except just to be with her. Just to be with her, to be present. That stillness becomes the bubble wrap for the relationship. It protects them both. Because anything is possible when there is stillness. Imagine chaotic waters. You can't see to the bottom of the water when the water is moving, right? When you're splashing in the water, when you're making a mess, you can't see. But when you let the water be still, you can see clearly to the bottom. And in the same way, by creating stillness within the relationship, you can always see each other's essence. It is not distorted by the chaos, which will inevitably ensue at different periods in our journey. It just will, because that's life. But we get to choose how we respond to life. We don't have to react constantly. We can choose to respond consciously. And I wanted to just share this because it's something I'm seeing that females are deprived of right now. Again, guys too, but it's so important to show up for the female because she wants to open. She wants to give herself to you. But it builds resentment and anger and frustration when the guy isn't able to hold the space. From the smallest day-to-day things to the bigger things. And the bigger things get suppressed because they can't even manage a conversation with the small day-to-day things without getting into a fight or an argument. There doesn't have to be fights and arguments when there is stillness in the relationship, when both are respecting each other's vulnerability and creating a safe space. Not judging the difference of opinions, not judging the difference of perspectives and the difference of beliefs that might happen, but leading with curiosity to try to understand, why does he see it the way he sees it? Why does she see it the way she sees it? I wonder. Moving forward from a place of curiosity and compassion and love, not trying to fight each other to see who's right and who's wrong, see who wins. If you're trying to create a winner in the relationship, there is automatically a loser. To win, there has to be a loser. So eradicate that and take a step back and reflect on the work that you have to do internally first. It's easy to point the finger and say, she's causing me all the issues, he's causing me all the issues. If they could only change. How about the change starts with you? As Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Okay. Oh, actually, one more thing. That dynamic of creating a safe space will directly impact the level of intimacy in the bedroom. Because the safety, how safe you feel, how safe she feels, doesn't automatically change just because you've entered a bedroom instead of the kitchen or a different part of the house. It's in the nervous system. If the nervous system does not feel safe, it's not going to open, it's not going to be free, it's not going to be surrendering, it's not going to be flowing. So the emotional relationship absolutely needs to have the foundation of stillness and respect and vulnerability, for it to then translate into every other area of the relationship. Intimacy is not just what happens in the bedroom. Intimacy is what happens day to day. The day-to-day conversations are a reflection of your intimacy, is where the intimacy is built. The day-to-day conversations, the day-to-day interactions is the foreplay. So she's always ready when it comes time to going into the bedroom. She's always ready. You're always ready. Because the foreplay is constantly happening. You're constantly making each other feel safe. You're constantly respecting one another and championing one another and supporting one another. The foreplay should constantly be happening. And then the bedroom is the bonus. Well, I'll leave that there. I'm sending you love and blessings. Maybe I'll do another episode on this when I have some more thoughts arise. But that's what I wanted to share today. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon.